Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Christine and I am a mom to 4, and I am taking you through a busy week to show you what I am cooking up and preparing for my family in the kitchen this week. We are actually very low on food right now and I'm not going to have a lot of time to go shopping this week. So I'm making a gallon of homemade yogurt. I'm pouring a gallon of whole milk into the Instant Pot, setting it to boil. And while that's working, I'm gonna go about making my morning smoothie. I've made this for many years. I just like to add some protein powder, avocado, banana, some coffee and ice and spinach. And this seems to hold me over, and some people think it's weird, but I've grown to really love it. If I'm out of avocados, I will sub blueberries, and sometimes I add some xanthan gum, which kind of thickens it up and makes it like a milkshake. But I like to carry this around and just kind of get stuff done around the house with my smoothie in hand. Now I'm making some homemade granola so that we can eat that as cereal or throw it in lunchbox as a snack. My recipe is just whatever I have on hand, and I was short on everything. Like, I was emptying out every container this morning. But essentially the recipe is 2.5 cups of oats and then 2 cups of nuts and seeds. So any sort of mix of nuts and seeds that you want to add into this. So I'm kind of using a couple of different things. I used flax seeds, sunflower seeds, almonds that were slithered, and then I added some more almonds that were chopped. And then I add 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 cup of olive oil. I didn't have quite enough here. 1/2 cup of maple syrup. And then to finish it off, I had some vanilla extract and then also an egg white. The egg white is what, if you want your granola to be more like clusters or chunks that will hold together more, the egg white, the protein in it, acts as a glue. So if you add egg white, mix it up, and then pour it onto your pan and then kind of press it together flat, and then you don't disturb it too much. Then when the granola is done, you can break it up into little clusters, which I kind of like. I bake this at 300 or 325 for about 15 minutes, and then I take it out and try to gently flip it, and then do it for another 10 to 15 minutes. If you let this go too long, it will start to burn and it's just not as good. So please keep an eye on it. Okay, moving on, I'm making some cookie dough Lara bars for school lunches. I have a lot of these soft medjool dates, so I'm gonna do this in batches because I'm making a lot of this. So I start off by putting a cup of cashews in the food processor, and then I'm going to pulse those a little bit until they turn into crumbs. And then I'm going to add another cup of cashews because I'm doing these in little batches, and then pulsing it again until it's turned into crumbs. And now I'm adding 2 cups of pitted dates. The hardest part of this is really just taking the pits out of the dates. Once these turn into crumbles, I'll add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then I'll add in another heaping cup of pitted dates because there's not quite enough sweetness in this yet. And I'm going to process that until it turns into a dough. These dates were really soft. I don't normally have this sort of like soft dough. It's normally thicker and not as sticky. So I ended up adding in some oatmeal, and I'm pulsing that until the dough is just less sticky and holds together nicely for bars. And this did end up turning out amazing. I wasn't sure how they were going to turn out, but the kids loved it. So now I am putting the dough into 2 loaf pans with parchment paper, and it was hard to get in there because it was so sticky. So I ended up folding the parchment paper over the dough, and I would just press it down to turn it into bar shapes. And then I topped it with some mini chocolate chips, press those down, and then I put those in the freezer. And later on throughout the week, I was able just to cut those into little bars and stick them in school lunches. By now, I had a lot of trash and a lot of cleaning to do. I used up the last of a lot of different packages of food, which was very satisfying to use the last of something. I even used the last trash bag, but I did have another box because I like to stock up. Now I'm taking the lid off the Instant Pot because the milk is done boiling, and I'm just gonna let that begin its cooling process. And in the meantime, I need to clear the dishes out of this sink because I need to put the milk in the sink for a little ice bath to hurry up and cool it down. It's only about 8 a.m. at this point, but I have a lot of things I need to get done today, so I don't have time to wait around. I need to get this yogurt going and get some chores done and move on with my day. So I filled the sink up with some water and ice. I'm gonna put the milk in that. And you just need the milk to cool back down to lukewarm temperature. There will be like a film that can kind of develop on the top of the milk, so I just scrape that off and then give it a little mix every once in a while. Since I know I'm about to run the dishwasher anyways, I'm collecting all the lunchbox things in water bottles so I can get those clean for school tomorrow. And I'm also starting a load of laundry, putting away clean laundry, and just collecting any stray laundry that I find around the house. I'd be lying if I didn't say I love a good house reset. I love making the bed. I love getting laundry put away. All these things just make me feel very satisfied. I actually enjoy housework. I just wish I had more time for it, to be honest. And I do try and give my kids jobs as well, but I am not afraid to go ahead and give the house a good reset. My milk is done cooling, so I'm adding 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt and a 1/2 cup of the cooled milk. I'm going to whisk it really well so that there are no lumps, and then I'm going to add that to the whole batch. Mix it really well, and then add it back into the Instant Pot, set the lid on it, hit the yogurt function, and set it for about 8 hours. There you go. I still have lots of laundry to do, and so I'm going to share how I do laundry. I do big loads. I have a Speed Queen old-fashioned washer. I can do big loads. I do cold water, and I just try to take out jeans, and I don't mix those with like delicate materials. But yeah, this will go really fast, and I can cycle through the laundry pretty quickly. Here is my finished yogurt. When you first open it up, you're going to want to whisk it to get some of the lumps out again. It's going to seem too watery, but don't worry about it. You're just going to transfer that to a big container and stick it in the fridge, and it will start to harden up as it cools off more. I really like this big clear container that I got off of Amazon. You can find it on my Amazon storefront. It's great for big batches of yogurt, or if you make chicken broth, it's great for that as well. And I wanted to show you how my boys normally like to eat this yogurt. This is what we make for them before school. I do yogurt mixed with honey and cocoa powder, and we call it chocolate yogurt, and they just love that. I also use this yogurt as a base for recipes, so I make tzatziki sauce for Greek food. I also make dressings with it. Welcome to my Monday evening. I have been working a lot lately, and I'm gonna make a nice easy chicken dinner in a casserole dish so I don't need to dirty up the whole kitchen. I was in a hurry this night to get dinner on the table because I was late getting started. I remembered this recipe that I used to make a lot years ago, and it just always turned out so good. So it's basically like a creamy Parmesan chicken potato casserole bake. And you start off by heating up a hot pan, waiting for it to get hot, and then adding in the butter. I'm gonna go ahead and season my chicken with salt and pepper and then add that to the pan once the pan is really nice and hot so that you can sear the chicken and add a nice little crust on it. I don't know, maybe sooner, but...
Sounds good, can't wait.
I'm cutting up yellow potatoes into chunks. I'm doing this quickly and I'm just eyeballing how many potatoes I need. I also totally forgot I meant to season my chicken with Italian seasoning as well. So I'm adding that now, and then I'm crushing about 6 cloves of garlic and I'm gonna mince that up as best I can. And this is gonna be for the garlic cream sauce that I'm gonna make in the same pan that I'm searing the chicken in. So all those drippings will kind of go together into the sauce. Now this is a trick that I learned that I have to share with you. If you don't have shredded Parmesan cheese, which I never do because I like to buy them in the triangles, you can add chunks of Parmesan cheese into a Vitamix blender and put it on high and it will turn it into a powder. It's very loud, but it's fresh and delicious, and this saves you money because pre-shredded Parmesan cheese is just more expensive. And also because this is like powder form, it blends really well into recipes, which is what I need for this cream sauce I'm about to make. For the sauce, I started with a hot pan. I added some extra butter and the garlic and all the seasonings. I did about a teaspoon of basil, thyme, and Italian seasoning, and then I added about 3 tablespoons of flour until that was nice and thick, and then I began adding liquid. I didn't have chicken broth, so I just used some water, and then I added half and half, and once it was nice and creamy, I added in the Parmesan cheese.
That was amazing. Too bad the camera can't capture the smell.
I just fiddled with this sauce until it was just right. I tasted it, added some more liquid, added some more salt, some more garlic powder, until it was nice and flavorful. To bake this, I nestled the chicken into the potatoes, topped it with the cream sauce, put it in the oven at 400 for about 30 minutes. Now it was time to put my kitchen back in order, and I think it's funny that I thought this would be a one-pot meal. I don't think easy meals are ever truly one-pot meals. You pretty much always mess up your kitchen, and I think that that's just part of cooking, and you just gotta embrace the process. I had to put away some apples and things that were sitting out on the counter. I really don't like having plastic bags. If I can take anything out of a bag or a package, I will. It just makes me much happier to see a bowl of apples than to see a bag of apples. I love looking at this view. This is my kitchen sink window, and my kids like to play outside there. I just will never get over this home and how nice it is to be here with my family. Here is the meal. It is beautiful. Everyone raved about it. It was easy. It was cheap. So definitely check that out. I am leaving a link to my blog, which will give you a recipe list and grocery shopping list for making these meals if you'd like to. So go ahead and check the link underneath this video. Now we're stepping into another busy weeknight, and I wanted to keep it simple tonight. I wanted to actually make a meatless meal because my husband wasn't going to be home, and whenever he's not home, I like to do something really easy like macaroni and cheese or sandwiches. In this case, we're doing black bean tacos. For the black beans, I put 2 cups of dry beans in the Instant Pot and covered it with water so the water was about 2 inches above the beans. I added a teaspoon of salt, cumin, and onion powder and set the Instant Pot for 27 minutes. I'm cutting up some sweet potatoes into small pieces, and I'm gonna season them up really good and roast them and add those into the black bean tacos. I'm doing about 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon of onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, smoked paprika, and then I just toss that with a generous amount of avocado oil and put it in my little Breville toaster oven, which I love because it's small and it heats up fast. So I put it on the roast setting, and I think I did about 30 minutes. Okay, now a taco is not a taco without a good sauce. So I'm pulling out what I have to make something delicious, and also any scrap veggies I have, I'm going to saute them up and try, and I also had some shredded chicken to use up. So yeah, I'm just kind of throwing everything together for this meal to use it all up.
I'm so very happy, so very happy. I got the love of Jesus in my heart. So very happy, so very happy. I got the love of Jesus in my heart.
Yay! So for this sauce, I'm making an avocado sauce of sorts. I've made this a lot, but it's always a little bit different depending on what I have. So in this little food processor, I'm doing 1 avocado, I'm doing garlic, fresh cilantro, squeezing as much lime as I can get out of this little lime. And then I'm doing some cumin, pepper, salt, and I also have these pistachios that I'm gonna add because they add a nice nutty flavor. You may need to add some water or some olive oil to get this going if it's too thick, but there you go, it's delicious. Now I'm also making sourdough right now, so throughout the day I am flipping my bread just like so, and I'll have to do another video on this. If you're interested, just comment and let me know. I have been doing this for years. Absolutely love my bread.
Are you serious? We gotta cut them.
Oh my goodness!
Squeeze them.
I planted these strawberries last year and was just so surprised to see them doing so well because I really have been neglecting them, but wow. Is it good?
Oh my gosh.
Are they good?
That's the best strawberries I've ever had. Try it. Try it. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that's real strawberry. Look at all these.
Beautiful. You guys just see those in the garden?
Yeah.
We were checking out our blueberry bushes because they were doing amazing. I'm seeing so many buds on these bushes.
This one, the younger one, this is sage. Oh, this one, I don't know.
I'm seriously dying right now. I planted that sage from seed last year, and I'm just so in love with the fact that these plants are doing so well, especially with all the neglect.